as you guys can see and hear, we're definitely in the airport, and when I say we, say hello!
Yeah.
Mr. Lewis and Miss Jen. And we were headed to Guatemala for Pencils of Promise trip. Lewis over here, you have this trip, there's a lot of people for a certain reason.
Yeah.
What is the reason?
It's like an influencer trip, taking a bunch of people to go and see it and experience it.
Yeah. So he's built a couple of schools, and I got involved in Pencils of Promise this year with a couple of my friends, and I'm just really excited to see, you can't even see me. There we go. Much better. So we're going to experience Guatemala, see what it's like for these kids who have nothing, and I'm excited to show you guys and take you guys along the journey. I haven't really vlogged much in a while, but we're going to get back into it, and these guys are going to keep me accountable.
You keep her on it.
Are you?
I am.
Okay.
Every day I'm going to tell you to bring it out.
Lifting me out of the dark as we ignite.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's YouTube video. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, specifically on Instagram stories and on Instagram just in general, you know that I just got back from a trip to Guatemala with Pencils of Promise. So I want to use this video to share with you guys what I experienced, what it was like, and just telling you guys about why I was there and what was going on specifically. I know you guys have a ton of questions, and a lot of you know that Brendan Lund, Brian DaCosta, my boyfriend, and then Karen Polini and I all came together this year, and we started a fundraiser for Pencils of Promise. A lot of you guys participated in the fundraiser, which we're so grateful for and thankful for. You specifically helped us build a school, and just a quick update on that. The process that schools go through and that donors and their campaigns go through when they're matched with Pencils of Promise is that once you hit the 35K threshold, they essentially just start putting you into the process of getting matched with the community. So what Pencils of Promise does on their end, they have to communicate with the government and making sure that the government's going to work with them. They go vet out the communities and make sure that they match the checklist of what they have for what communities are going to be best for Pencils of Promise, where they're going to build the schools and all of that. So our school and our campaign has not gotten matched with the community yet, but once it does, I'll give you guys updates, and then the school is going to start being built in the infrastructure and everything else along that line. We don't actually get to go out there unless we hit 50K, so just so you guys know, we are still taking donations for the campaign. We're going to be running the campaign and just using this page for the rest of the time that we're connected to Pencils of Promise, which Pencils of Promise is now a huge part of my life. And after being in this situation with the founder of Pencils of Promise, his wife, Lewis, who's been a donor and a philanthropist for Pencils of Promise for 5 years now, I just feel so connected to it, and actually going into the communities and seeing the work that is done firsthand. I can't tell you how connected I am to this, and you guys are going to be seeing a lot more from Pencils of Promise. I will be going back there in the future, but regardless, we'll be updating you on all of that. But usually we don't actually get to go out into the field until we hit the 50K threshold, and that's not just because it takes $15,000 extra to send out the donors. It's really because they want the donors and they want the campaigns to not just build the infrastructure. They've built 500 schools now, which is mind-blowingly amazing. As amazing as it is to have a bunch of extra schools built, they really want more of the resources to go towards keeping these schools running for years and years and years to come. So it's not just building a school and then here you go, like you have a school. It's like they implement a WASH program, which is to have toilets in the schools, to have hygiene, places for kids to wash their hands. Like a lot of these locations don't even have clean water, and all we did was have water bottles, so they go get water and they make sure that the sanitation is good for the kids there. Not only the hygiene program, but they also have a teacher support program, which I think is really amazing, because the teachers that are teaching the kids right now, a lot of them only have, middle school or high school educations. It's normal there for women to get pregnant around like 13, 14, 15 and have kids, and then they can't continue school. So the teachers there are not as educated as they could be, and they're helping teachers and supporting teachers on learning how to actually teach kids, so these younger kids can be the generations to come of those who are educated. And just providing an opportunity for education is so important. Everybody should have the opportunity to get educated so they can at least choose what they want to do with their lives, knowing that even college exists and that they can go work hard to get a scholarship. One of the main guys, I'm going to show you guys right here, he talked to us a little bit about his story, and he was a part of one of these villages, and he worked really hard to get scholarships so he can go to college in the United States, and he came back and he's now a main manager for Pencils of Promise. So one of the first things that we did was go to one of the hotels. Jen and I did a really nice workout. Jen is Lewis's girlfriend. She's also Doc Jen Fit on Instagram, so here's our little workout if you guys are interested in that. Okay, so Jen does this all the time. This is her workout, but it's like her little style HIIT workout. We're gonna do 5 exercises? 5 rounds, 5 exercises, 45 seconds on, 10 seconds off.
Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves. Baby, I feel crazy. Jump in the Cadillac, girl, it's the if you know what you came for, this is what you came for. Tell me what you came for. Everybody's watching her. This is what you came for. Shake it, break it, make it feel. I don't need eyes to see. I felt it touching me. High like amphetamine. Maybe it's just a dream. That's what it means to crush. Now that I'm waking up, I still feel the flow, but at least now I know. This time I ain't gonna run.
And then everybody else started to arrive at the hotel. So it was me, Lewis, Lewis, this is Lewis's trip also, by the way. So Lewis has built 5 schools at this point, I believe, and he was able to take 8 other influencers on this trip with him. I'm in his year-long mentorship program, so he invited me to go, which I'm really, really grateful for. It was me, his girlfriend Jen, Melissa Griffin, who's also in our mastermind, Lori and Chris Harder, who love those people so much. They're both such powerful, amazing people. Fully Raw Christina, you guys might know her on YouTube.
A little bit of
All right, guys, so we are on our way back from our last community. We're going to lunch, and we're officially done being in the communities. So exciting. Christina here, her family used to own a sugarcane plantation. This is a sugarcane.
Yeah, this is a sugar cane.
Isn't that cool?
And you chew on it, just like
You
that.
eat it like, oh wow. Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, but you chew. You gotta get like the juicy part in the middle.
Are you preparing it?
Yeah, because I gotta peel it so bad.
What is
This is
it
a really hard
comparable to?
Sugar cane.
I mean, I don't know, like other food.
Like what's a really like chewy, crunchy, sugary thing?
Like a, I don't know.
Like a fibrous stick.
A fibrous sweet stick
That won't really wipe you out.
that won't wipe you out. So interesting. Val Chimbrowski, I think that's how I say your name, my friend. He's on Dancing with the Stars. If you guys watch that show, you probably know who he is. And then Randy and Mayor. So Randy and her son Mayor came. He's 11 years old, and this kid literally talks like a 35-year-old. He is one of the most intelligent 11-year-olds that I know. It's mind-blowing.
That's just a really good feeling all around. Like, when Chris and Lori were up there, like, everybody was so happy for them. And I mean, Lori was crying. It was like one of the greatest moments of both their lives. Like, things happen in Pencils and Promise. Like, this is just, I'm just so thankful that like Adam had this idea and then he pursued it, and just, thanks.
And they were involved with Pencils of Promise for a while. And then Adam Braun and his wife Tahila. Adam is the founder of Pencils of Promise, and he's started this 10 years ago, and his story is so incredible, and he agreed to be on the podcast, so I'll be telling you guys more about him really soon, which I'm super excited about. So we all just arrived, and then we had a 4-hour drive from our hotel to the next hotel that we were staying in. So they brought us to the main city, Guatemala City, And the idea behind where they wanted to take us was that we wanted to go as far out as possible to the locations that had the biggest need, that we wanted to make the biggest impact in. So that's how they go find the villages. Yes, they could have gone closer to the city, which is more convenient, but in order for us to go serve the highest need communities, we had to drive a good bit. So we were in the car for many, many hours. So it was a 4-hour drive originally to the second hotel, stayed in that hotel. The next morning we woke up and took about a 2-hour drive, an hour and a half drive. And while we were driving like through the jungle. Guatemala, again, like the cities that we were driving through were really, really remote, and the communities were very poor. So you see, trash on the sides everywhere. There's stray dogs everywhere. There's just people just completely in need. And then we drive through these cobblestone streets and really small communities, and then we go through the jungle a little bit, and then we get to the villages. So you guys see a little bit of the driving community here, and then we get to the villages, and this is like 100 to 200 people tops. They're all in this one community, a ton of young kids, like a ton of young kids. Like they sleep in the dirt, they have their houses, and some of the schools are built. So the first school that we went to is Lewis's school that he built 5 years ago. Really, really cool. So kids have been in that school for a couple of years, and it was like so heartwarming to see that. They came and they had our little names on little pieces of cardboard, and like they all knew our names. So Pencils of Promise communicated that to the villages and the teachers and the school communities. Amazing, like such an amazing feeling. And then we went to another community, and that second community was when they were actually in the middle of building a school. So we got to see the infrastructure, we got to lay some cement down, like that was super fun. And the kids in the community welcomed us with a ceremonial dance and a ceremonial welcoming, just a ceremony, which was really heartwarming. We had a translator, everyone speaks Spanish there. And then the third community that we went to, which was the next day, was a school that was dedicated to Lori and Chris Harder. So Lewis Howes actually bought and donated and gifted a school to Lori and Chris Harder because they were the biggest givers in our mastermind program. Amazing. There was this one girl who wrote a love letter to Lori and Chris saying that they were her angels and that she is going to dedicate herself to being a better person and to living her dream and to doing something with her life because of what they gave to her. Seeing how grateful these kids, their parents, and the teachers were for being given the opportunity to learn. It was the most heartwarming thing I've ever experienced, and it was really cool to see the impact that we made here on social media just within our campaign, and that's going to happen with the school that we get to build together with the influencers of impact. There are 2 million children in Guatemala that do not attend school, the majority of which are indigenous girls. The average length of schooling for a Guatemalan child is only 4 years, and only 3 out of 10 children graduate from 6th grade. 2010 statistics from the Ministry of Education indicate that just over 50% of students reach national reading standards, and only 50% of 3rd graders reach national reading standards in mathematics. Apart from Haiti, Guatemala has the lowest literacy rate in the Western Hemisphere. In rural and indigenous Guatemalan communities, the average family may live off of as little as $3 per day. In these communities, 1 year of secondary education can cost more than half of a family's annual income. Why you matter? Because of the support of donors, 191 school builds completed, 10 ongoing projects, 49 teachers participated in our teacher support program in 2016, and there has been 46 WASH projects completed. So I wanted to tell you guys a couple ways of how they actually track their projects, not just the fact that they have them. So they start off by identifying the partner communities to make sure that they have the right communities that are in the biggest need. They build schools together, and the communities themselves contribute 20% of the build through labor and materials. They provide the supplemental programming to provide quality learning. They build bathrooms and hand washing stations in the schools. They teach their students how to wash their hands and how to have proper hygiene. They track the behavior changes to observe the ongoing health and sanitation behaviors that were taught. They develop materials to support the teachers to have sufficient resources in the classroom. They provide teacher training, and they also track student achievement and their own progress through testing modalities. A couple of the things that I really learned: number one, we live in a bubble. I live here in Los Angeles. I have a nice apartment. I go bike to the gym. Like, a couple of my biggest problems are just so arbitrary to what is compared to what we saw in the villages. So get out of your little bubble, experience the world a little bit. I've never been on a mission trip before. I've been out of the country a couple of times, but not really for this kind of experience or purpose. Like I've been on vacations and then I've been to expos, literally nothing like this. It is the complete opposite idea. And being in the experience taught me how important philanthropy is to me now moving forward. Yes, I've donated my money and I've donated a little bit of my time here and there, but nothing really as serious as what I just did. And it will forever be a part of me now. And now I feel very connected to philanthropic work like I never really was before. So I'm really happy and excited about that, and I encourage you guys to be as well. If you want to keep getting involved in Pencils of Promise, please, 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 we're gonna have this donation page open essentially forever until we start a new one or want to build a new school. But I really want to support these programs, and I want to support the continuation programs of what they have going on. Oh, and one other thing that I want to say is that I was talking to Chris Harder a little bit, and we were talking about the fact that having more income, it doesn't necessarily mean more vanity or materialistic things for yourself, but it literally means having the abundance to go out and to build a school that costs a lot of money and to donate your time without feeling like you still have to pay your own bills. Like that is motivation in and of itself to get rich and to get wealthy. Like being able to feel 100% okay with, you know, donating your time, but also donating a really, really solid bit of money for that to happen and to give someone that opportunity in that big of a way. And they were so grateful. I got like a zillion hugs from cute little kids, and they gave me flowers, and they were just so happy. I don't think there's any bigger motivation to build an awesome business and to create abundance in your life than that. Thank you to everyone who messaged me on Instagram that is from Guatemala and who thanked me and just were grateful for me showing everything that's going on. I know this isn't a normal video for me, but I think it's a really important video to watch. I hope everybody ends up clicking on it and watching it, even though it's not like a cool YouTube workout video. It's not as cool to talk about this stuff, but I don't give a crap because it's really important to me, and I hope it's important to you. So again, thank you to all of those who live in Guatemala. You have a beautiful, amazing country. I would love to go back there. I super appreciate all the support. And last but not least, I just want to thank my mentor, Lewis Howes, for even inviting me on this trip. It was really, really meaningful to me, and I know he probably could have invited literally anybody else to go on this trip. And I'm really grateful for not only the opportunity to go and to experience it, but to go and to have my life change forever by meeting those kids and to connect with all of the other amazing people that were on the trip. So thank you so much, Lewis, and thank you guys for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Say hola! Say hola! Say hola!
Hola!